All right, so for whatever reason each of us have, we all would like to be rich. We're wealthy, successful. Everyone would love to have money, whether it's because you're trying to just pay your bills or get by, trying to afford some nice clothing, trying to get a nice car, Lamborghini, the newest Xbox, whatever you're into, whatever's important to you. For some people, hopefully it's making sure that your family has money and your kids are taken care of. But for whatever reason is, we all understand the benefits of having money. It doesn't necessarily make you happy, but it does help you buy things and afford things and sort of a lifestyle that you want. And most of us feel like that's beyond us. Like getting there is too difficult for us, whether it's because we lack certain skills, resources, people in our lives, knowledge, talent, whatever reason whatever self-talk we put in our heads that it can't be done. We tell ourselves that we can't reach it, and being rich and being wealthy is for different type of people, not us. And it's a big mistake. And today I wanted to just show you a really simple formula of how to attain wealth, how to be rich, and hopefully you'll have some clarity from this. Now, the formula is very simple, but actually doing it might not be as simple. I will elaborate a little bit on actually how to incorporate the things I'm telling you today. So before we start, I just need to tell you 4 letters. The name of this video is The Real Way to Get Real Rich. And so we're going to use actually the acronym REAL for our definition. So these are the 4 letters. We need to identify what they mean first. And with these letters and these definitions, we'll go into the formula, which is a very simple formula to attain wealth. So the first thing is R, which will define this as returns. Sorry, this is shaking a little bit. Returns or residuals. So this is returns or residuals. To put it simply, this is money coming in. Okay? The next thing we'll define is E, which is expenses, and this is bills. This is returns, residuals are like income, your salary. Expenses are bills, expenses that you may have, things that cost money. This is considered money going out. For A, well, let's do A down here. We'll do A over here. A is assets. So assets are basically anything which you own, which pays you. Whether it's your own business, whether it's your a rental property, whether it's stocks, bonds. Assets are things that pay you. So this is the things that make you money. Make money. Sorry. And then L is liability. We'll call that liabilities. Okay? And these are things that cost money. And costing money are things like clothing, cars, house. A house is not necessarily, can either be an asset if you have as a rental property, or a liability if you're just paying into every month. And yes, you're building equity, but it's not actively paying you money where an asset is. So investments, those types of things are paying you money. So a liability are things that cost money. So anything that doesn't pay you money are liabilities. So again, so we have returns, which are income, things that money coming in. So that's your salary, investments, stuff like that. Expensive money going out. Assets are things that make you money. Liabilities are things that cost you money. So these are the acronyms, REAL. This is the acronyms. These are the 4 things you need to know about. And once you understand these 4 main money principles, you'll understand this formula very simply. And so this is how you get rich. It's very simple. If you take your returns and the residual, so your salary, investment income, whatever it is, and you use it on liabilities, things that cost you money, then that will leave you with no money left and you'll be poor. Or you'll just remain middle class and stay wherever you're holding. If you use your returns on assets, things that make you money, that's how you're going to get really rich. Returns plus assets equals wealth. Because the more assets you acquire, meaning by our definition of things that make you money, the more assets you acquire, the more residual and returns you have, and that number will double and triple and quadruple very, very quickly sometimes. Because You're taking your money, you're putting it back into assets, which is making you more money, which is giving you more money to buy more assets, which is making you more money. And so we'll put it here on the side. We'll put the formula. So this is the acronym. This is what you need to know. And this is the formula. So returns plus assets equals money, which hopefully equals happy. But returns to plus liabilities equals minus money and a frowny face. So this is it. It's very simple. Take your money, invest it, buy assets, and then use those assets to reinvest and reinvest and reinvest. Now that being said, it doesn't necessarily mean you should never buy your Lamborghini or your house or go on the vacation you want, the restaurant you want, whatever you want. Doesn't mean you shouldn't get there, but first do this, and then when you get to that point where you have so much money, you have so much income from your residuals, from your returns, from your assets that are paying you back and reinvesting it, that's when you can really enjoy your money and really spend it. So, for example, if you buy a really nice car, but you have to worry about how you're gonna make the payments, and every time someone gets a little nick on it, it's a big stress, and you have to leave it in your garage. You can't really enjoy it because you don't have the money to really, really afford it. You have the money because you have whatever, a couple $100s, but you don't have the money to really afford it and enjoy it. Whereas if you had assets and you had things that paid you all the time, you had so much money, you don't have to worry about scratching a nice car or those types of things, making the payments. You really get to enjoy the car. So that's it. Here's the 4 money principles. Here's the formula. Very simple. Take your returns, put them into assets, make more money, put it back into the returns, and keep repeating this as many times as possible. Now you're probably asking me 2 questions. First of all, what if I don't have any money? What if I don't have a really high paying job or I don't have the experience? So if you don't have the money right now, if you don't have extra money to invest, I would say take whatever knowledge or experiences or talents that you do have and leverage them to make money however you can. So let's say if you're working at a marketing firm, and because of that you sort of got into photography a little bit. So then on your free time, as long as it's okay with your bosses and there's no breach of contract, do photography on the side and leverage that. Or write an ebook about marketing, or write an e-course, or do instructional videos. Leverage what you have until you do have enough capital to use this formula of returns into assets, into returns, into assets, into returns, into assets, right? So keep doing that. Another thing is, let's say you do have money, right? Let's say you do have a lot of money now. You're like, hey Ben, that sounds great. I would love to invest, but I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know which area. So I mean, in assets, there's many things. There's, like I said, there's real estate investments. There's stocks, bonds. There's other ways you can spend it. I would say the best thing is that if you have someone, look in your inner circles. Look for people that that you trust. That let's say you have a friend that's a stockbroker. Never had a conversation about that before. Never considered it before. Maybe sit down with him, have a conversation, see if he can help you. If you have friends in real estate, talk to him. Say, hey, can you help me? I have $50,000 in bank account. Can you help me turn this money into an asset and then get a return on that? You see this a lot with I'll give you 2 examples. People who take this route and people take this route. So this route, you see a lot of sports players, celebrities. They make money. They're excited about it. They go out, buy some nice cars, nice houses and stuff, and then a couple years later, they become they're has-beens and they have no money left and they are broke, and it's very unfortunate. So that's you see that often with this, and that's a really bad formula. This I know a personal story. Recently, a friend of mine got an inheritance of $1 million. Now, most people take that $1 million, like, okay, great, paying off my mortgage, going on a great vacation, buying a new house, whatever, right? But this guy was really smart. Never lived in a rich lifestyle. He took the money, bought a multifamily, didn't even touch it, right? Took the money, put it right into multifamily property, and he went from making $4 or $5 grand a month to making 10 grand extra a month from this building. And now, a year later, he's going to be able to refinance this building and be able to put it as a down payment on a $5 million property or a $6 million property. And now he could be making $40,000 a month. Very, very simply, within 1 or 2 years, because he was smart with his money. He took the return, put it into an asset, which equals more money, which will enable him to be able to do that again and again and again. Recently I saw a Facebook post. I'll share the link in this video. I saw a Facebook post. Someone asked, if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? And the answers were very, very scattered, and it was very interesting to see how people answered that question. But like I said, I think if you want to get real rich, the real way, this is how you do it. Take the money, invest it in assets, expenses, try to decrease these, try to minimize these. This way you'll have more money to put into this. Avoid liabilities, try to avoid buying things that are going to cost you money that you don't necessarily need right now. And you take the returns, buy assets, make money, put it back into the returns, keep away from liabilities, try to minimize your expenses or try to make more money. That is the formula. Like I said, it's actually simple. It's a simplistic formula in conception, but obviously, doing it and putting it into action might be a little more difficult. Like I said, speak to your insiders, get some advice from people who are experts in their field, see if they can help you. Take your money, turn it into assets, and help you on your road to riches. Feel free to email me, PM me, get in contact with me if you have any questions or concerns, or you want to ask me how, within your own business, any advice.